Well, I want to tell you now about an AI-powered app that's changing the face of education. Imagine having your college essay or cover letter written by artificial intelligence with just a simple query in a search engine. Creepy or cool? Well, the jury's still out. It's essentially, though, what ChatGPT, an AI-powered app that was launched last November, can do. It's taken the internet by storm, but there's also been growing concern from some in the education sector about potential impacts on assessments within both schools and universities. So how useful is it? Well, we can speak now to Gary Chung, Risk Advisory Executive Director with Deloitte Singapore. It's wonderful to get you on the program. Just to start by saying, do you see that these sorts of apps, this sort of artificial intelligence, is it a boon for students, but a real hindrance for educators?
Well, thank you for having me. And I think this is one of the areas where technology is at a position to really disrupt the old way of working. And particularly in the education sector, one of the key things is that the schools definitely need to revisit the way that they are assessing the students' knowledge, moving away from regurgitations to one where it really tests the critical thinking and the ability to apply the knowledge that has been there. So technologies like this is going to really start changing it, and students, and not just students, right? Not just in the education sector, but we can really benefit from the use of such technologies to bring concepts and ideas very quickly to drafts, in which we can then further refine it based on our own judgment if used correctly.
Yeah, indeed. And do you think that the education sector, or all of us, in fact, are able to sort of catch up and keep up to pace with the sorts of changes that are taking place when it comes to technology like this?
That is a very interesting point. And in fact, that's one of the key concerns that policymakers are also having around the world, where it is really about the digital literacy and the readiness of the society. If we look at models like this, they are still very much English-based language models. And at the macro level, there's this concern around what about countries who do not speak English natively? They will not be able to benefit from tools like this. So you get a digital divide that's going to widen. Within societies itself, there is also that focus around the digital literacy of the citizens to make sure that these do not unnecessarily advantage certain privileged groups within the societies.
Indeed. And some education systems, I understand it, are already trying to sort of regulate this, banning the use of it for its students or finding ways to figure out whether it's been used, ChatGPT, in some of the assessments. Is that the right way to go about doing this? Or should there be a sort of, let's try and work with this kind of AI software approach?
I think it's more the latter approach, where it's how do you work with technologies like this? I think technologies like this are here to stay. Just like search engines many years ago allowed us to really query information on the internet a lot easier. So technologies like this allow us to move concepts to drafts much quicker. Of course, they do come at a risk, particularly in the education sector, where the integrity of the research that's being done, the factual accuracy is very important. Models like this are generally coherent, but they do from time to time give you information which may not be accurate, and that's where judgment needs to be put in to curate and to fact-check the information returned.
Indeed. Gary Chung there, Risk Advisory Executive Director with Deloitte Singapore. Thank you so much for joining us on that topic. Fascinating stuff. Lots more to talk about.